Everybody who has heard about this wonders, how serious is it from a legal perspective? How serious is this story as it relates to the Wilpons' ability to own this team?
Well, it's very serious. What the trustee in bankruptcy is charging him or suing him for is $1 billion, and that's a lot of money under any circumstances. It's broken up this way. $300 million is the profits that they claim that the Wilpons unjustly made, and $700 million represents the principal that Wilpon had in there. The theory is that they were some of the first investors. They got their money out. The last investors didn't get their money out. The trustee says he has a right to go back and take that money from them to make it more equal.
When you're talking about $1 billion, it seems, and reading what you can read about the Wilpons, the liquidity to maintain this team and the standards by which they and baseball would require them to do it would be awfully difficult to maintain if they can get $1 billion or anywhere within the $300 million to that $1 billion. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I think it would. But remember, you know, in cases like this, there is usually a settlement. You know, these guys, the owners of baseball teams and all sports teams, these guys are all about risk. That's how they made their money. And they sit down, and this is about money, and they sit down and they figure it out. They say, how do I get the least exposure? Is the least exposure I make a settlement, I give them $200 million, $300 million, or do I roll the dice and go to trial and take a chance on perhaps getting hit for a tremendous amount of money? So they will sit down with their experts, their money men, their financiers, and they will figure out exactly what it's going to cost them. And I promise you that this is a case that will settle rather than go to trial.
And a lot of people will read into the fact that they were attempting to settle this as an admission of guilt by the Wilpons, that while they may not have been complicit in anything, they at least ignored some of the warnings they were given. Is that a fair assessment of the settlement or attempted settlement?
That's clearly what the trustee is arguing, that in fact they should have known better. A lot of their own money went into this, but a lot of other people's money that they knew went into this. And so they will sit down, they will analyze the risk that they have to take. But settlement doesn't mean guilt or liability. Settlement just means sitting down, analyzing the amount of risk that they face, and then coming up with a dollar number that minimizes that risk.
All right, interesting. Roger Cossack, our legal analyst. I sense that we'll bring you back again and again on this story. Thank you very much.